Now, for an extra special, luxurious Christmas gift, I don't think much beats the rib of beef, the standing rib roast. I've been sent this absolute monster from Philip Warren Butchers, and I want to treat it with the love, care and respect that it deserves. That means we don't want to overcook it. So how do we not overcook it? Well, we use my Thermapen dot. Now this is a leave-in thermometer that we're going to put into the meat as it cooks, and it's going to enable me to keep an eye on the temperature while that beef is cooking, so we can ensure that it's not going to turn into tough old boots, it's not going to be like leather. So the Thermapen dot, you can set an alarm on here for the internal temperature that you're after, and it will sound an alarm when you hit that internal temperature. This is a very handy tool, especially at Christmas, but all year round, whether you're barbecuing or using it for your oven. So that's the Thermapen dot. And I'm also going to use a Thermapen to probe all over when it's done, just to make sure that it's done in all the thickest places of that meat. So what are we going to do to this meat? Well, we're going to make a rub. We're going to put some mustard all over this, and we're going to make a rub. It's a pepper rub. It's a real favourite rub of mine that I've come up with. Uses 3 different peppercorns. So we've got black peppercorns, probably about 2, maybe 3 tablespoons of black peppercorns. Pink peppercorns, I've actually not got pink peppercorns at the minute, so I'm going to use these Kampot peppercorns, which I'm really excited about. So we're going to use a couple of tablespoons of those. Got 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds. I've got about a tablespoon of this jungle pepper, which is, again, this has got a lovely kind of subtle hint of a spice to it. So a tablespoon of that, a couple of tablespoons of paprika, and a couple of teaspoons of salt, and that is it for our rub. So the first thing we're going to do, get some mustard all over it, and then we'll grind up the ingredients for the rub. Amazing that standing rib roast is going to need some amazing gravy to complement it, isn't it? So we're going to sit this on a bed of vegetables. The vegetables, we're going to chuck some carrots, onions, celery, some garlic and some thyme in there, and we're going to chuck a load of oil over that and sit our beef on top, and that's going to go into the Kamado Joe Classic, cooking at about 160, 170 Celsius. Now after 20 minutes we want to put some liquid in there, because otherwise the vegetables underneath are just going to dry up. So we're going to stick some alcohol in there, of course. We're going to put some red wine in there, and we're going to put some beef stock in there, and then we're just going to let that do its thing. Like I said, we're going to use the Thermapen dot to keep an eye on the temperature. I want this as a perfect medium rare, which is about 55, 56 degrees Celsius, but there is carryover cooking to take into account. So when this hits about 48 degrees Celsius, we're going to take it out, because it's going to have quite a long rest. It's going to continue to cook slowly, and it's going to rise up in temperature until we hit that perfect medium rare. So let's get these vegetables in there, let's get the beef in there. I cannot wait for this, it's going to be a good one. I have to say, this looks absolutely glorious. Now, I've taken this off at an internal temperature of about 48 degrees Celsius, and I've just checked the temperature now. This has been resting for 45 minutes, and it's sat at 55 degrees, which is going to be a perfect medium rare. So I'm really excited, but we're just going to continue to rest it for 5 more minutes, because we want to make a gravy to go with this. So we're going to take this out. Remember, this is sat on a bed of veg, so we're just going to take that out for a minute, pop that there, and then we've got all these juices in here with all this veg. Remember, the beef's been dripping down into there. We had the wine in there, we had the stock in there. So we're just going to boost the flavour of this a little bit. So we're just going to stick it on a hob. Do this indoors on your hob. Stick it in the pan, leave it in this pan, because you want to scrape up all those crusty bits. So we're just going to heat that up, and then we're going to add a little bit more red wine, because why not? We want it to be nice and luxurious and silky. Going to go in with a double shot of port. That's going to go in there. We're going to stick some mustard in there. We've got some more beef stock in there just to top it up, and I've also got a little secret ingredient, red currant jelly. So that's going to help to give it a little bit more of a thicker consistency and that nice silky shiny consistency that we're after. And if we need it, we'll stick a bit more salt and pepper in there. So let's just crack on and make our gravy. made the gravy, the beef has been resting. We know it's sat at 55 because we use the Thermapen to take the temperature after it's rested. I'm confident in here is a perfect medium rare. Stress-free Christmas, like I keep advocating. Outside, having a beer, beef cooked in the kamado Joe at about 150 Celsius throughout the cook. We've got a lovely bit of smoke on there. We've got that lovely crust on there. The Thermapen dot has kept an eye on the temperature throughout the cook. And it's just nice and bliss being out here while the hustle and bustle is in there, and you can't beat a cheeky beer on Christmas Day. So, my butcher has very kindly removed this chine bone for me. So I'm going to slice down here, and then we're going to slice this way and see exactly how we've done it. Oh my days, I mean, with beef that juicy, I mean, it just looks incredible, doesn't it? Can you really afford not to use one of these? I mean, they cost very little. It costs less than your beef. And if your beef turns out this perfect without having to stab into it, cut into it, overcook it, then it's a no-brainer to me. So you've seen the beef, you've seen the gravy on the smoke and elk. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you again soon.